We're at the final part of the game ground commentary. Yep, last 10 stages of the game, and we actually come to the robots who have much more beefier health bars. At this point, the enemies are actually either double health or far more stronger than you would suspect. And oh god! Yep, the enemy patterns are definitely much more harder to deal with this time around. They go much more faster, they're much more stronger, their bullets go twice as fast, they shoot lasers. Good god. I mean, take a look at this. Luckily their shot range isn't so far, but god dang it, how is anybody supposed to avoid these? Nevertheless, if you thought that was easy, oh, you haven't seen anything yet. The character of choice that you want to use for this part would most likely be Fireball Man, and for good reason too. Not only does he do double damage on these guys, but he shall also be able to destroy this tank without any trouble, because, you know, Rocket Man can't deal with it. Gilius Thunderhead can, but you have the fear of getting shot all the time. And, it's just a very hard boss, well, mid-boss, if I could say it that way. I consider it to be a mid-boss, because, you know, it's a big tank shooting a lot of bullets at you. And usually mid-bosses are like that. A lot of mid-bosses are. Some aren't, but, you know. And now, probably the worst enemy in the game, the Hunter Spheres. And this is what I said to be careful of in in stage 49. Because, in stage 49 is nothing but enemy spheres. And if you don't know where I'm getting that name from, watch my Mojo commentary once I get to that. Enemy spheres were originally balls that could, hunt you down in Mojo, like, they'll follow you anywhere you go, but you have to be, like, within a specific range. So I'm figuring, like, when Crave Entertainment had worked on that game, I'm figuring that's where they got the idea for having the concept of the enemy sphere, or the hunter spheres. But, when you destroy the actual hunter spheres in titles such as, Mojo, you don't normally get a gimmick where, they explode into bullets. That's not a trouble. Now, this particular part of the stage, I honestly don't know how you survive this as, the flamethrower. The intended character to use here is, in fact, Gilius Thunderhead, but I don't know how to deal with this stage with him. I just can't. I mean, take a look at this. There is no way I'm gonna survive this. Watch. I mean, okay, I know you can possibly clip through the bullets somehow, possibly without Game Genie, but not with the German flamethrower. There is absolutely no way you could possibly do it, not without any kind of extra help. So I think here what I do is I get intentionally killed. Let's see if I do pull it off, or maybe I survive. I can't really tell. Cannot really tell. Funny enough, this is a geometry lesson within itself. It's all in the angles. It's all in the angles. Yep. I intentionally get killed here so I can defeat these guys with Gilius Thunderhead. Again, he's the intended character for most of this stage. For most of this, round, in fact. In fact, you'll see that alone, I beat the final boss with Gilius Thunderhead. And I do it in possibly the funniest way possible. I don't normally beat final bosses with him, but, you know, it's interesting when you do. When you beat the final boss with a certain character that you don't normally expect to beat the game with. It's fun and all. I don't know why I found it fun, but I found it fun. And now we have these things. Oh, remember these things from Vector Man? Vector-Man was a side-scrolling shooter game similar to Mega Man on the Sega Genesis. Okay, probably not similar to Mega Man in the sense that Vector-Man doesn't gain abilities by killing the boss, but Vector-Man can morph, and Vector-Man can do pretty much anything that Mega Man can do. He can shoot 3 bullets, except that he's more like Base in the sense that he can shoot in all 8 directions. Oh wait, Base couldn't shoot downward, right? But whatever, this is Game Ground that we're talking about, and this is Vector-Man that we're talking about. Sega, I think Sega ripped off of some Capcom games, but hey, that's forgivable. Right? Isn't it forgivable? I forget exactly who I use here. Do I use Rocket Man? Nope, I use Fireball. Well, why else wouldn't I? He does double damage. He's able to kill these robots off pretty quickly. And he's the only, and though yes, he's very slow, he is still able to cheese through the bullets. Lasers. Laser! No, not really. A simple gaming flaw in the Genesis game. I think that flaw is not present in the original arcade version. At least I don't think it is. But if it is, please let me know. And if it's not, then you've officially seen the only way that you could possibly cheese your way through completing stage 44. Stage 44 is a very hard stage, you know. Okay, here's another place where the enemy spheres can be a pain. You see where they are, right? They're at the top of a tower. I'm figuring that's a balcony, I can't really tell for sure, but they will actually come off of the balcony just to attack you. In fact, I can't even tell what this is. Are we even still in the main area of the building anymore? Are we even in a castle? This looks like a circuit board to me. It's kind of like Cybertrack Zone from Sonic Advance 3 or Collision Relic Zone from Dr. Robotnik's Creature Capture, in the fact that everything looks digital, super digital. And you know, I like digital designs in my game ground. I like digital designs in any Sega game. Because Sega knows how to make digital stages right. I mean, hey, we got Sonic Virtual Reality. That was nothing but grid squares. Do you think oh god. Do you think I hated that game? No, I loved it. As challenging as it was, as good as it had Anamanaguchi music, I loved it. And I don't feel ashamed for saying that I love Anamanaguchi music. I didn't grow up with Anamanaguchi, but I love their music, you know? It's always good to love music from rock bands that play chiptune 8-bit music with rock guitars in the background. It's awesome, you know? It's a fun experience. Funny enough, I was actually posting stuff on my Twitter account about how I sort of sound a bit high in my Part 4 commentary. This is recorded on the same day, June 10. And yeah, I'm not high, I'm completely sober, I'm above the influence. I just sound high because I'm tired. Then again, I'm not tired, because I'm just bored. Yeah, this is my bored voice. I don't normally sound like this, but hey, it's all good. It's all good. But hey, what can I say? We're at the end of the game. There really isn't much to talk about the end of the game. I mean, all that we're basically doing is just shooting up things for the rest of this. We're just going to be shooting up more things for the rest of this game. There really isn't anything else to talk about, but hey, we're shooting things. But hey, there's more of these guys that shoot lasers. I'd recommend playing Rocket Man for this particular stage. Or at least 6-way Rocket Man. Oh boy. Is that a wall? Oh, it's not a wall. I'm thinking that that blue, yellow, and red thing is a wall, but maybe that was the intended coloring for Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles. Then again, when were Tails and Knuckles originally thought of in the original concept art for Sonic the Hedgehog 2 and 3? Like, were they being made as the games were being created, or were they being made around the same time as the original Sonic the Hedgehog was made? I mean, I remember way back when that Sonic the Hedgehog 1 was supposed to have Madonna in it, but they broke that concept completely and we never got that, so what can I say, you know? But I digress, back to the game. So we've officially taken out pretty much all the robots in that stage. What was that, stage 46? And now we're in stage 47, the laser stage. I just would have to keep my voice a bit down because, you know, there are people sleeping in the house. And I have to respect that. Nevertheless, these laser fields, you can use either one of those silver or blue bars in order to destroy them. Well, not really destroy lasers, but at least the laser field will be down for a short period of time. I think it's like 3 to 5 seconds. As Fireball Man, I don't think it really comes in handy at all because he is by far the shortest of the characters. In fact, they actually made some very Dick Cheney-ish enemy placement here. I mean, take a look at this. Do you see how... Well, okay, that robot was easy to destroy, and there's me demonstrating how the laser field can go down. But take a look at this. Do you see what they want you to avoid here? I mean, I know that the bullets won't touch you because they're touching that small thing on the wall, but good God! How do you avoid that kind of a thing? There's literally no way. I'm trying to be very cautious with this one part right here, because I don't know which enemies are supposed to... Oh, there we go. Yeah, I didn't know where the rush spots were supposed to come from. And when I say rush spots, I don't mean Rush from the Mega Man games, as of Mega Man 3. What was that called? The End of Dr. Wily? Question mark, exclamation point. But, you know. So, the first part of the stage, what you want to do is you want to bum rush it with the bullet spam. You don't want to use anything else. Now, what you're about to see here, you see these turret cannons or these laser cannons? You have to time your movement so precisely if you want to avoid these red lasers. And trust me, it took some sheer dumb luck as the bullet spammer, because though yes, he's a very fast character, there's no way I can avoid these. You'll notice as Gilius that I can destroy them very quickly, but... Or as Beast, I think. Yeah, I used Beast here. But, I don't know why I didn't think of this earlier. I honestly don't know why I didn't think of this earlier. It's a very simple concept, it's easy to destroy them. So why didn't I think of this with the bullet spammer? Probably because it's harder to destroy these things with bullets. Trust me, I think it takes about like 100 bullets or more just to destroy these things, but you know, it's a decent challenge. It is a very, very decent challenge. And you know, I like challenges in overhead shooters. I don't like having a game that doesn't have any challenge, you know? And now it's time for the hardest part of the game. Enemy sphere galore. Who to use for this battle but Rocket Man? Yep. Rocket Man for the win, 'cause I'm a Rocket Man. Rocket Man, everybody's going everywhere. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time before I destroy the enemies, but I digress. I like to make music references in my, I don't even know if you could consider this a Let's Play, But you know, I like to make my Elton John references. But yep, enemy sphere galore, and I've actually never figured out what that orange one does. I'm figuring it's the core unit of the entire base, but it's never explained. No, really, it's never explained. Could somebody please tell me what's the purpose of it? Nevertheless, this enemy sphere is being a dick, Shamey. Let's try to kill it. Funny enough, when you shoot all the bullets when you shoot all the rockets at once, it sort of like, sextuplizes the damage depending on how many are hit, but good god, I didn't expect that all 6 of them would actually launch damage. That's pretty gutsy of me to do, you know? I like gutsy moves in my video games. And that's what gives Gain Ground a decent challenge. Gain Ground, you have to be timing your attacks, you have to be strong, you have to do everything right. Oh, and here's the final boss that I make it look pretty pathetic. He is actually very hard. Do you see those 2 rockets? They actually home in on you. Now, because Gilius Thunderhead is the fastest character, you can actually miss that first homing rocket and just keep shooting arrows at this final boss. I just made the final boss look pathetic, and I've always had trouble with him over the many years that I've played this game. Unbeducking-leavable. I'm amazed. I am honestly amazed. I did that. That deserves my initials. And oh, what's this? Yes, apparently a malfunction has been found within the system being the computer system that features the Gain Ground. And apparently they will be shutting down the system, and why do they thank you for it? Why are they thanking you for temporarily shutting down the system? By the way, this cutscene that you see here is actually in the arcade version, but it's explained in better detail. Because, of course, the Genesis is 16-bit and the arcade version is in 24-bit or 32-bit. And, you know, you can do more with a 24-bit or 32-bit chip than you can with a 16-bit. But this actually makes a good anime scene. That clip right there reminded me of RoboCop. And that reminds me of two-headed Spyro the Dragon. If Spyro did have 2 heads anyways. But, you know. And I honestly like this game for its cutscenes. I honestly wish we had more of those. I honestly wish we had more of these animated cutscenes in our Sega games. Makes life so much easier. But hey, there's my final score. And when you add all my other scores from the level 1 to 22 run, I end up having at least 100,000 plus points. And hey, the game's over. So what shall I be seeing you for next? I shall be seeing you for the final part of Wings of War. So I'm Roya Rockwood, and I shall be seeing you for that. Toodles.